What is up, guys? Blue Zerker here, and today we are going to be talking about my favorite card from Extradimensional Crisis. We have Shiinotic. Now, this Pokemon is so freaking cool. It's got an ability called Illuminate, and what it does is it lets you put a random Pokemon from your deck into your hand. Now, this doesn't seem particularly good. A random Pokemon could be anything. It's a stage 1 that evolves from Morello, but it allows for some consistency in decks that need it desperately and makes them a lot better for it. And the nice thing, too, is if you're not drawing Shiinotic, you're drawing the other pieces that you need. This is an awesome support Pokemon with a lot of potential. It's got 90 HP, which is actually really cute with some other interactions we're about to talk about, and it has 2 energy, attack, gentle slap. It's colorless, so it can go into anything. They really know that this card is meant to go and be splashed in a different kind of deck, and it is going to deal 40 damage. What's nice about this is a lot of the times we're using Shiinotic to power up a powerful stage 2 EX, and Oricorio does exist. That safeguard ability does exist, and with gentle slap, we're never out of it because of Oricorio. 2 retreat costs can be a little awkward, but decks that naturally run Leaf are really good with it, and our best deck that combos with it doesn't care about the retreat cost at all. Now, this evolves from Morello, and it is going to have different applications of which Morello you want to use. My personal favorite is the 60 HP colorless Morello. You would use that in almost any of the decks, guaranteed, hands down, bar none. Now, the opponent, this Morello is weak to fire, so it takes 20 more from like Charmander and the Litten. But what happens is you live with 10 HP. Then if you evolve into Shiinotic, you have taken 50 damage. So your Shiinotic has 40 HP, and they can't knock you out unless they evolve into like Torracat, because they just are in a weird situation where it's like, oh, well, now I don't knock them out because they have 10 HP left, and then they've already gotten a Shiinotic search, and then Shiinotic can search again. There is a grass Morello. The other grass one does have a grass attack ram for 20. That's why you would use it in a grass deck, because if you're already using the grass energy, use this one over the base one. The base one deals less damage, the colorless, but it does deal 10, and you can use it in so many different things. And what's cute is like Darkrai is weak to it, so there's some times where you can like Darkrai, you know, attack the Darkrai with the Stampede to knock it out. That happened in one of my games, not one that's showcased here today, but just a lot of fun. And then we have the Psychic Morello. This one is less good than the grass colorless attack stampeding one, but it does have some applications in mythical slab decks, because you are going to hit it, and then instead of it going to the bottom, you can get it to your hand. Speaking of, there's some fun cards we can combo Shiinotic with. Pokemon Communicator and Mythical Slab are part of that combo. Slab is just a cool consistency tool in Psychic decks, and there's a lot of different like Psychic box decks you could play Slab with. With Shiinotic, that's when you would use the Psychic Morello, because then you can kind of more guarantee your stuff. It's all about consistency and making whatever combo you're going to do more consistent, and you can start to become very, very consistent with these cards like Slab. Communication is really, really cute as well. There are often times where you go like, okay, there's a 2-in-1 chance I get the card I need off of Communication, right? Like 6-7% chance, and then you see the other one and you're like, dang. So there's a lot of similar things can happen with Shiinotic. You go, okay, there's a 2-in-1 chance, right? Hopefully I don't get the 1 Golbat. I want to see the Crobat because I already have Rare Candy in hand. You Shiinotic and you see Golbat and you're like, dang, that's a shame. Communicate it away, then you're guaranteed the Crobat. So that's a very nice little fun combo that this Shiinotic can do. It's got so much potential. I'm really excited to see what other people do with it in deck building. Thank you so much for watching the video. If you enjoy, leave a like, comment which version's your favorite and which Pokemon you're excited to pair Shiinotic with. And don't forget to hit subscribe. Super helpful for a small channel like mine. And we're trying to hit 251 subscribers. Hit that Johto Pokédex completion number. Thank you for being here on this journey with me. I've been Blue. We're going to hop right into the games. And first off, we've got Gengar Dusknor Shiinotic deck. Now, what's so fun about this, if you've seen my other video on Gengar and Dusknor, when they're set up, there's not a lot the opponent can do. Gengar EX turns off the opponent's ability to play supporters, and Dusknor is going to take all the damage counters from your other Pokemon and absorb it onto himself. Now, you can play this a few different ways. I opted for this kind of Healier version. There is a lot of status going on with like the poison types and stuff in the meta with the dark type, Nihilego, and whatnot. So I opted for Pokemon Center Lady, because there's often times where you can attack, you will get poisoned by that dang barb, and then you are in an annoying situation where it's harder to heal off the maximum amount of damage. But we've got one of each of the Dusknor line, one of each of the Gengar line. We want to get Gengar EX set up at the end when the opponent has amassed some points while we were able to stall and get our combo set up. If the first Shiinotic gets knocked out, no big deal. Send Gengar in then, have him set up. Double Morello, double Shiinotic. We want to see this more than we want to see the other stuff at the start of the game because we can start to grab all of our pieces. Double Rare Candy lets us get the Pokemon that we don't find the middle stage for and skip over that evolution. If we draw both Rare Candies, that's great. We can skip over the middle, but we do want to have it. And because this is a slower setup-oriented deck, we want to have time to get it set up, but we do want to have the option to just burst in with the Rare Candy. This is a lot of fun. Gengar EX is so fun when it gets set up. You have Lily to keep it alive. You can Lily some damage off of Gengar in order to then heal Dusknor for more because he doesn't have to absorb as big of a hit. So some really cute stuff. If you have Gengar who has like taken 150 damage, Lilying Gengar makes it where he's only taken 90, and Dusknor can then heal that up without knocking itself out. So that's some really fun interactions. This deck is one of my personal favorites just from a fun standpoint and a satisfying reward once you do get set up. All right, guys, we are going to be going second in this one. We lead with the Morello. This is beautiful. Now, you should be using the grass one in this version since we're not using Slab, but I had not made that adjustment yet. We see the opponent is playing the Ultra Beast deck. We're not sure which one yet, but we see the Buzzwole, and I think this is one of the strongest decks in the meta right now that you really need to contend with. We're going to Pokeball to search. We see our other Morello, and now we can research into 2 cards, Lily and Pokemon Center Lady. If we do get set up, we are pretty set with those supporters. Morello, we're going to hit him with the hook, and this actually ends up being really important. So this is a reason why you should use the Psychic Morello instead in certain situations, right? Like it just depends on how exactly you want to do everything. They're going to thrust out for this Kartana and attack us for 40 with that Thrash Metal. It's pretty powerful. We see Ghastly though, and now we're in an okay position. We're going to start getting it powered up. We know we can sacrifice the Morello here. We'll get another 20 on the board. Maybe it's relevant, maybe it's not, but we want to get Gengar set up for later in the game, and they're going to get their Buzzwole set up. You can play around the Luzamine by not knocking the opponent out. And so there are situations where you can slow the opponent down by focusing on your own game plan instead of knocking out their energy carriers and stopping them from there. We're going to throw other Morello in, and we get the Shiinotic, which is so good. Now we get several turns of Illumination and get the rest of our team set up. We're going to throw the other energy on Ghastly, get the Duskull down, and now the opponent has to contest Shiinotic, right? Like they need to get through it with a couple of attacks. There's the Pheromosa. They could switch out maybe and start attacking us on the bench, but that's not going to be enough damage. They're going to Thrash Metal Shiinotic, get us down to 50. We're going to draw Lily. We're going to Illuminate and see what else we get, and boom, the other Shiinotic. That's unfortunate. Luckily for us, we are in a position where we'll be okay. We can start getting the other Shiinotic set up in the front now if we want, so that we can retreat, or that we can just have it where we are applying a little bit of pressure. That Kartana only has 40 HP left, and we could Gentle Slap knock it out now that we know that Luzamine isn't going to accelerate their game plan very much. They throw Leaf Cape on the Buzzwole, not considering the fact that we could hit them, but they are going to switch into the Pheromosa with the free switch from the Celesteela. Pheromosa can now be attacking us with the jump blues and hitting us on the bench. We're going to see Pokeball. We're going to go ahead and use it. This thins our deck in order for Shiinotic to go. There's the Illumination. We see the Gengar EX. We have the Rare Candy. We have the Dusknor. And now we have it where we can go right into the Gengar EX. We can put it on the board, and now their supporters are gone. Here's the other Duskull. This version is slightly different than the one I have on display, but you should try however you want. Few different variations are available. We have the Gentle Slap going on the Pheromosa and attacking from there. The Pokeball comes down. They don't have anything else they can do with it, and now we're just waiting for them to realize that they've kind of lost this game. Once Gengar comes out, they're not going to be able to do anything silly with supporters to Sabrina us out or anything like that, and we can just force the opponent's hand here with the Shiinotic. Like, it's just applying the pressure. They're going to Cyrus in our Gengar EX, though. This is a little annoying because now they can just Ultra Thrusters in that Buzzwole. Luckily, they can't red knock our Gengar out, and here we are actually in a pretty decent position. Big B is going to come down 130. They will be able to use it next turn. It's such a bait. You can always just Celesteela the other one out. We're going to get our Dusknor from our deck, and now we are going to go ahead and Shadow Void and knock our Dusknor out in order to hit the Gengar. But this is where the Lily combo comes in. By healing Gengar up, I make a terrible mistake by almost attacking. By healing Gengar up, we can actually preserve Dusknor because it won't completely get knocked out because we reduce the amount of damage that we were going to take by healing it off of the Gengar first. Now Gengar is sitting there 170 HP, and the opponent is not in a great position. They can flee, they can run, but as long as Dusknor is here, and they still need 2 more points, by sacrificing one Dusknor will be okay. Kartana is going to come in, but 40 damage isn't scary. Dusknor can also heal up our Shiinotic if we wanted it to. Thrash Metal is coming in. There we go. We see the Rare Candy come down, getting that Duskull up to the other Dusknor, and now we are just in the most winningest position that we can be. We Shadow Void, take the healing from our team. We can even get the other one set up if we want. Like, we are just in such a winning position. Even if they end up like getting a whole other Buzzwole set up, they're not going to be able to do anything crazy. You can't Erica it while Gengar is on the board. We are going to get that point. They are going to send something in. The 20 damage from the hook also on the Celesteela makes it where we can knock it out as well. Pheromosa comes in. I mean, they can deal a net 40 damage with the spread, but that's definitely not going to do it. We see the other Buzzwole. They're going to start getting it set up. They can't Lusamine because Gengar's on the board. The 30 extra HP from Leaf Cape isn't going to do it, and now they're just needing to realize that they're in a tragic situation. I'm going to repeatedly press the screen because that's my little nervous tick of like, come on, please take your turn. We're going to Shadow Void, get the energy. Gengar EX back to full HP, just chilling big with the spooky shot coming down on Pheromosa. And now, no matter what the opponent does, we are going to be able to get the victory. It is inevitable. We have that nice Acerola background to really showcase the ghost type power of our Shiinotic. And yeah, I mean, we have research in hand. We have no cards left in deck. We've accessed every single bit of our deck. We are going to wait for the opponent to realize that they have nothing else they can do. They have Celesteela back here. They go ahead and throw another Celesteela down, like they're really just stalling, like they can't do it. You can't do it. They are going to come in with the other Celesteela. We are going to just start powering up Dusknor, right? Like there's not really anything else for us to do besides wait for our opponent to realize that they can't do anything else. They're going to draw their last pathetic card, old man. They see the Celesteela. They Ultra Thrusters in, and they're going to try to attack us. They can't get the other one set up in time. They know they're going to just do the coin flip. They're going to hit tails. Didn't even matter. They couldn't hit us anyway. We can't research to BM, and then we're going to have the opponent concede. So yeah, once this deck gets set up, it's super freaking good. Shiinotic enabling that to be even stronger than it already is. We have an Arceus Crobat build with the Shiinotic. So what this one is doing is playing one Morello, double Shiinotic. You really only want to see the one or the Zubat. This is really a Crobat deck, not an Arceus deck. What's happening here is we're playing Dark Energy in order to get Crobat hitting 450 plus the 30 with the Cunning Link. If we lead with Morello, we can use the Shiinotic to find the other pieces of the Crobat. If we can get double Crobat plus Arceus, I mean, we're dealing 110 damage a turn. We're pinging. We can get Arceus powered up as well. There's a lot of flexibility in this deck. We're basically trading the Carnivines out for Shiinotic. The nice thing is you want to play Leaf anyway because Arceus himself gets stuck in that active position sometimes, and the Leaf also gets Shiinotic out. So Shiinotic can tank for us while we get Crobat set up. We start pinging away at the opponent, and then they can't do anything because we just hit so hard with red plus double Crobat ping. Arceus would be able to take out anything in the game. That's 210 damage. The fact that we can have our bench full more consistently with the Arceus powered up, you know, and then also because we're immune to conditions, Arceus has a fun little position when it comes to like Incineroar not being able to be burned, and also the poison decks running around with like Naganadel and the Nihilego powering up that poison strategy. So Arceus is immune to those things. So I think this is very well positioned, and it's really cute. You can't do anything with the second Shiinotic. It's just here for consistency. But if we've got the Crobats and the Arceus, then we're winning the game. Going second, we have the Arceus lead, which we don't really want to see. Like I said, this is more of a Crobat-oriented deck. The cool thing about it is that the Dark Energy really lets you get in really fast, and then if you have a longer game, you get Arceus powered up and ready to go. We're actually going to be playing against Zubat Darkrai. This guy's going to play pretty freaking slow, and it's a little bit annoying. I had a long stint of playing this deck and just winning without ever seeing Shiinotic, which is nice. I mean, if I'm not seeing those cards, it means I'm seeing the Crobat cards, but I want to showcase the power of the card itself. We are going to Pokeball here into Morello. That's going to be set up on the bench, and we have Zubat. And like I said, one of the nice things about Morello in general and Shiinotic is that it gives you an extra basic Pokemon to put over here. If this was a Carnivine, in this situation, it would probably be okay. But there's a lot of situations where you're asking for too many things for the Arceus deck. And so with the Shiinotic and Morello right here, you can make it where you just can more consistently get to like the Crobat, which helps you deal with things like Incineroar or Charizard. Now, if they turn one stoke you, they're going to win most likely, but that's that deck in general. If they're hitting you with Rare Candy, they went first and they immediately are above, and you're not playing like Guzzlord or something, you know, and you're able to like Team Rocket flip them or some other nonsense, then they're probably going to take that one away from you. That is just the nature of the card. There are a lot of games where Rare Candy just automatically wins you the game if you see it and your opponent doesn't in certain matchups, and it can be a little frustrating because it is those high roll things. I mean, over a longer set of games, we've all had games where we don't see our rare candy, and that causes us to lose the game. That's why I like the idea of Shiinotic getting us to those stage 2s as well. They're going to bite us, get us down to 80 HP just because they're pinging us with Darkrai and whatnot, and if they have rare candy here, they just go really hard, really fast. We're going to throw our research down, had a bit of lag on the computer, and now we have Shiinotic. He's going to start thinning our deck down. We have Illuminate. We're going to see the Crobat. Perfect. We needed that exactly. We can throw Crobat on the board. We can Ultimate Force. Now that we have Crobat set up, our deck is not only thinner for the next situation, but if they do come in and knock us out, we're in a little bit of trouble. They are behind in energy, though, and even if they would have knocked us out, though, we would have been able to go in pretty hard with the Crobat ourselves because he can attack for 80 each turn, and that Darkrai would have been it. Now, our guy will do 130 damage as long as we have something else on the bench, and thanks to that Shiinotic search, we did see the Crobat. There's not really a way to get Crobat. The other problem with Communicator with Arceus is you're giving up a basic Pokemon, so you're actually giving up some damage in order to activate it. Like, if you give up a Carnivine in hand in order to get Crobat, well, you're going to deal less damage because now you don't have that basic for the bench. So our Cunning Link comes down, getting him down to 130, and then Ultimate Force is able to knock out the Darkrai, giving us the double point and taking the win away from our opponent. Here we have a Cynthia Shiinotic deck. It's pretty fun. The idea of controlling the game with this deck is very satisfying. You have Garchomp, who for a water and a fighting energy deals 100, but we also have Cynthia, who makes them deal 50 more damage on their attack. So 150 with a supporter is pretty good. And the nice thing about this is Garchomp's ability, Reckless Shearing. Once Garchomp is on the field, you can discard a card from your hand and draw a card. Cycling goes very well in a deck like this, where you are running cards specifically for consistency, and you don't necessarily need them later in the game, and you want to get to those powerful cards like our Cynthia. You can pitch a Pokeball if you don't need any more basic Pokemon, or our second Shiinotic. We're playing one Morello, two Shiinotic. That should be the Grass Morello, but I hadn't got to that point in the tech yet when I had this deck that I was showcasing. We're only doing one rare candy. It's not as imperative that we get it immediately going, and we can make some cuts here and there. There's a lot of ways to build, a lot of ratios to play around with. I really liked Barb with Shiinotic, and then we have the Cape to keep Garchomp alive at that 160 HP threshold. A lot harder to kill them. They can't red because it's not an EX, so we don't have to worry about Oricorio either. But yeah, we've got double Cynthia. We've got a Leaf to get the Shiinotic out if it is in the main spot. And the worst part about this deck is that multicolor decks sometimes just say, hey, I'm sorry, you're going to see fighting energy, fighting energy, fighting energy, fighting energy. Now, we can kind of finagle around with our Shiinotic if we want, put some energy on it in order to get our Garchomps to where we want them to be. This isn't the most powerful. It could be, but there's a lot of really fun things going on with the deck, and I think that it is a big winner as far as Shiinotic and consistency goes. As soon as we get like a Lance card that lets us create an energy for a dragon, then this deck will really come out on top. So we are going second. We are going to lead with Morello. Like I said, this should be the grass one. This was just a different version of the deck that I had not finished completely optimizing, but it is still fun and showcases the power of the deck nonetheless. We are going second. Opponent's going first with that Sprigatito. They're going to Pokeball, search their deck. I'm assuming this is the Decidueye deck. Pokeball research. They've always got it, bro. They're going to get another Pokeball. Their deck is so thin now. They are going to draw exactly what they need. They throw the Rowlet down. They throw the Sprigatito down. They throw a Leaf Cape down. They just be throwing Leaf Cape downs. You know, I mean, I don't know why people do it like that, but we are going to snap back with our Pokeball. Then we're going to snap back with our Professor's Research, and now we're in an okay position. We draw Cape. We have Research for next turn. We have double Water Energy here, which is pretty unfortunate, and now I just want to get the Garchomp set up. This is the worst part about this deck. You cannot get rid of the inconsistency of energy. If we were to get like water, water, water 3 times in a row, we would just lose. They Sprigatito cry for help. We draw. We see Communicator. Speaking of water, 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 we are going to go ahead and throw it down on our Shiinotic, though. We search, we get Gabite, we can throw our research down. We wanted to pull our Pokemon first so we can get some more powerful options. We throw Gibble, and now we're just going to start gentle slapping the opponent. They can start getting the Sprigatito evolved if they want, but they know that they're already tanking damage. They throw Meowscarada in the back line. They don't want to use that rare candy if they do have it in hand, and because we don't have any EXs, this Meowscarada is not going to be able to contest our Garchomp very easily at all, and even Shiinotic is just big chilling here with 90 HP saying, hey, you really need to hit the Decidueye in order to knock us out, but I know I've got at least 2 more turns to do that. We draw Leaf. We are going to be able to throw this water energy down, and of course there's another water energy. Ugh, this is just part of the frustration of this game and multi-energy, but because of this, we are able to just kind of distribute our energy around as we see fit. Hopefully we'll see a fighting energy soon. We're going to shear this communicator because we don't need it anymore. We see the other Garchomp, and boom, rare candy. Now we've got double Garchomp Shiinotic. Our deck is gone. We're just going to be able to go through it, get exactly the pieces that we need to win the game. Because we can't deck out in this game, we can just keep gentle slapping the opponent. As long as we see a fighting energy within any reasonable amount of time, we will be good to go. They're going to draw for turn. They've got a big grip, 6 cards. They've got Dartrix. I'm sure Decidueye EX is coming. Leaf Cape on Meowscarada. 170 HP is a lot. Now if they start Lilying and Ericaing us, that could be a little annoying, but the math should be in our favor. We draw the other Shiinotic. No big deal. Now we're just going to shear it away. We're going to illuminate and say, hey, just so you know, we're out of monsters. We've got everything on the board. We're going to shear into Pokeball. We don't need that anymore, so we're going to shear it away as well. We see Lily, which is going to be perfect for our Garchomp. We should have all the tools that we need. They would have to Erica here to survive, and then we could attack them the following turn. We see Decidueye come out. I feel like they really want to save any of those healing cards for Decidueye anyway. They know our hand away, but that doesn't do anything, right? I mean, we draw all the same cards pretty much, and we're just going to be able to shear into the other cards, but they have to look for what they're looking for. Shiinotic is going down. They do take a point, but they still have 2 more Garchomps to go through, and we have a fighting energy online. Hopefully we see another one here. We don't, so that's unfortunate, but as long as we get another one here in the next 2 or so turns, we'll be okay. We're going to Cynthia to knock out this Meowscarada. Boom, Dragon Claw. It's done and dealt with. There's almost an argument where I shouldn't have Cynthia'd because we could potentially just stall out. They could have like Lily, Erica, and we would need the double Cynthia in order to overrun that. But because we're going to deal 100 damage anyway, as long as it's not exactly Lily, we'll be okay. And the math should favor us in the long run. So we are going to draw. No more cards left in our deck. We do see a fighting energy coming up. That's really freaking good. We're going to Lily to heal Garchomp up to 120. They can't knock us out now. We're going to Dragon Claw. And even if they heal, as long as it's not Lily, Erica we do beat. And then the following turn, there is Lily. They have 160 HP. But because we have the fighting energy online, there's no critting with this Decidueye. So we are going to be able to take them out. We've got that beautiful full art Cynthia coming down. 150 damage. They live with 10, and they could Erica, and they can't do anything. They are going out. Good job, Cynthia's deck. It's like we are going to be showcasing in the one that I personally think is the best version of Shiinotic and not the most fun. It's fun. It's a fun deck, but it's the best version probably meta-wise is going to be the Solgaleo Shiinotic combo. What's nice about this is instead of Skarmory, which is powerful, you can use Shiinotic to make sure that you are getting to that Solgaleo. They work together very nicely. We've got double Morello, double Shiinotic. We've got double Cosmog, double Solgaleo, and 1 Cosmoan. Shiinotic lets you search for Solgaleo for the rare candy play, or it lets you search for the Cosmoan, who can stall a little bit while you get more searches off. You can get the double Solgaleo setup. There's some really good options here. We have double rare candy, of course. When with 1 Pokeball, because we have Shiinotic searching, it's less reliant on having to have Pokeball, though Pokeball is a good combo with Shiinotic because it helps you avoid the other random just basic Pokemon in your deck, but it's something to experiment with. I liked this version a lot because what would happen is I would hit Cosmo and I could stall for that extra point, and then I could have Solgaleo. You don't have to run Leaf because Solgaleo just Rising Road takes Shiinotic out of that main spot. So while it tanks for you, you can then get Solgaleo built up. Cosmog also can teleport out into it going second, and then you are able to keep yourself safe and keep that HP full on the Solgaleo EX so you can come in and take anything out. We have Barb and we have Cape here. Both very powerful. Barb is really good. I've seen a lot of it, and every time I see it, it's really freaking annoying, and that's why we are running the Guzma. We have the red because Solgaleo EX takes out Buzzwole if they don't have the Cape set up, and then if we do hit them with a red and they have Cape, we can Guzma them the next turn, and then we can just knock them out from there. We have the Cyrus to pull anything in, and because Shiinotic naturally is a decent answer to Oricorio, we have the option. We have red card here to stop our opponent's rare candy and Shiinotic plays, you know, once it starts taking over the meta, and then of course double research. This version's a lot of fun though and just synergizes really well unto itself, and so yeah, I like this version a lot. It feels the best from a meta sense. All right, for this last game, we are going to be going second. We have Cosmog. This is the most powerful version of this deck with the Shiinotic I think we have so far. We're going to lead with Cosmog. Going second, we have that ability to teleport out, and then we are going to be able to not avoid any damage at all because they have Pheromosa and they do have the Celesteela, all the full arts, and the Buzzwole EX. They are just full arting us out. We draw Pokeball. We are going to see the guaranteed Morello. We can throw it down after this research. We'll draw our 2 guards. We see red card, and we'll throw that red card down immediately just to take the advantage. We put Morello down. We're going to throw the other Cosmog down in case of any shenanigans. I'm going to Poison Barb on Morello because he's going to be in our active slot after we teleport out. So now we have Morello big chillin' here as our tank with the Poison Barb. They have the second Celesteela. Now they just have the free Buzzwole combo. Those who don't know, if you use the big attack on Buzzwole and he switches out and comes back in, you just get to do it again. So it's really not even anything that you have to worry about. We draw Shiinotic for turn. This is great. Now we have our consistency online. We're guaranteed Solgaleo EX or our other Shiinotic, but we are going to last another turn. So regardless, we would have been fine. We can throw Cosmoan down. We don't need rare candy because of the situation. Now we get to show off the power of the Shiinotic. Just being able to search those cards, give you some more consistency. This is also why we play one of the middle evolutions. Because rare candy is not searchable, but the middle evolutions are now with Shiinotic, we have the option. So we have 1 energy on each, so we're in a good position. We see Guzma. We are going to be able to take the enemy out with that. We illuminate to pull our other Shiinotic out of the deck, just thin it out. We see Solgaleo EX. We are going to Rising Road into that active slot, and now we are just going to attack with Soulbreaker, taking the Pheromosa out. Now, the poison didn't actually change any math there, but it's still just nice to have, make the opponent to consider whether or not they want to do it. We still have the Shiinotic with the Barb here, and now they're just in a pickle. If they don't put Leaf Cape down, they have Loose. I mean, they're going to come in, they're going to hit us really hard. They have Beastite, doesn't do anything because they haven't gotten those beast boosts off. And we have red in hand. They're going to throw some stuff in the back. They're going to hit us with that big beat, and we are just going to take the game. We draw Cape. We throw down that full art red, and we attack for 140. Don't waste any time. Solgaleo doesn't like to do that. And we get that win. We're going to do one more with Solgaleo. We're going to be going second again. You can go first too. These just happen to both be going second, but some of the power of this deck can just be showcased this way. We have Morello in the active slot. I decided to switch over to Cosmog. I was going to like put it that way, and then I was like, wait, no, I need to put this energy and I can teleport. You know, it's kind of the same, but it's kind of cute. It also means that if the opponent is playing like Dark Energy, you don't have to worry about Darkrai pings or whatever. So I don't know. There's always an option to do it a different way slightly. We're going to Cosmog teleport out though. This is part of that synergy. Cosmog teleports out, and then we can Rising Road back in. And we have a lot of ways that we can just kind of pivot around with this power. They're going to throw Savali down. They're going first, so they're not going to get that super power play. We draw the Pokeball. We can thin the deck out with the other Morello. Then we'll evolve into Shiinotic. Now we're pretty much guaranteed to get one of our Cosmog pieces. Solgaleo EX comes down. We have the rare candy ready to go. We throw it down. We throw in the Solgaleo. We've got Rising Road. We're going to Rising Road into that active spot, and then we are going to attack with Soulbreaker after putting the Morello down, of course, and then boom, suddenly the opponent's in much more of a pickle. Rampardos doesn't even do it with rare candy because then we just hit them, and then the Morello actually takes them out on the crackback with that weakness. They're going to draw Research, draw 2 cards. They're searching for that rare candy. They're searching for that Rampardos. I guess they should have had Shiinotic in the deck because they're not going to hit it. And just like that, they're going to concede. This deck is so freaking strong. So there were the decks. Shiinotic is a really cool Pokemon. Lots of different things you can do with it. I'm excited to see what the community does with Shiinotic in general. I just think it promotes a really interesting style of play and a really fun way to utilize a lot of different types of cards. There's tons of Pokemon I want to experiment with it, and I hope the community will too. But thank you again so much for watching. Like I said, if you enjoyed, leave a like. Don't forget to comment which Pokemon you want to pair up with Shiinotic, and hit that subscribe button. It really does help a lot. Thank you once again. I've been Blue, and I'll smell you later.